Jan, just so many numbers on the score sheet that are really eye-popping of everything that happened today. What are you most happy with?
Well, I love the fact how we started out defensively. I really talked about the beginning of the game, really to really earn a dominant performance, but kind of doing that every possession and just trying to set a tone. And how they started out the game, I think they had 10 points at the quarter. So I was really pleased with that response. I think also we were really, that first while, we were really trying to stay true to our offense and our transitioning into the offense. We were really pretty attentive and sharp. So I was really happy about that. And certainly, we're going to be facing a lot more foes that are more formidable than Evansville, certainly because of size. When you have Layla Hayes and Ava Heiden and Hannah Stuelke, that's a pretty big unit, for, who we were going against. So I just think the way we started and used our strengths, I think that was a really good sign. And our team, honest to goodness, we needed a good confidence builder. We're learning a lot. We're growing a lot. I've told you guys the trajectory, I think, will typically be up, but it's going to go every which way. We just have a lot of different people with a lot of different talents, and they have different paces and of learning.
We talked about Chit-Chat, I think last game I asked you about her 10 assists, 1 turnover today. You guys have had a lot of really good passers at point guard over the last decade plus.
Yeah.
But 10 assists, 1 turnover is probably not something you've seen a ton of though.
I love her.
What sets her passing apart from maybe some of the others that you guys have had?
She just the game is slow for her. She's fast, she's quick, but she makes it slow. Like she's trying to. She loves passing. I mean, and look at her shooting. But she loves it. She loves to try to figure out how can I serve my team in that way. And so now we're going to see. I'm really excited, but I also understand what happens as we go to Thursday, to Sunday, to next week in Florida. There's a lot of different defensive schemes and sizes that we're going to see. But I just love the way that she's just a thinker. She really is trying to learn what we want to do, and she doesn't deviate much from it, even when she could, because she's quick enough to blow by people at times. So I think that's it. It's slow for her. She just is able to see it and see it for what it is, right? Not trying to create anything more than what it is, and therefore she can be pretty true to what her read is.
Jen, I guess when you guys get up by a substantial margin, and with respect to Evansville too, I mean, what are you trying to accomplish in the last, second half of basketball? Is it simply confidence builder? Is it getting the freshman experience? Like, how do you kind of go about coaching when you're up by that much?
That's always the hard thing. I think it's just a wonderful luxury, right? You coach long enough, you're on both sides of those deals. And, I think it was a tougher than normal day for Evansville. We just got off on the right foot. But in that second half, the whole game, I was really, I thought we would have a victory. Not overconfident, but I thought looking on paper. But I wanted it to be a game in which we were, at the end of it, we could all feel good about it. Every position, the coaches, the people who oversee defense, the people who oversee offense, and I think we're able to do that. So I would like to think when they all watch film, they all are going to have real film. Not just film against our gray squad, not just film against each other, not just watching film of what Ava did, if you're Layla. So that's what I was hoping to accomplish, is to really give them meaningful minutes of which they can learn and grow, and thankfully we were able to do that.
It's probably a good three-pointer omen when Hannah hits the one at the end of the shot clock there in the corner. I know you weren't worried about after
Right.
great team, but what did that performance from everybody do confidence-wise?
Well, I just think, sport is funny. You get a few of those to go your way and they stick in your memory bank, right? That was something out of nothing, right? So, yeah, maybe you can say it's a lucky shot, but she's practiced a lot this summer of the three. And the best part for a coach is clock awareness, right? She didn't try to do what she can do, right? Power in, get in there and do the layup, which I love when she does. She knew what time was on the clock, get it, lock, load. So I think that was really my best part of that she did that, and then icing on the cake, it went in. But I just think that was just, I hope, another sign for her confidence.
Jan, what was it like having Molly back in the building, and what was your conversation?
Well, I just told her, I love that kid. I love Molly's story for all the right reasons of a team sport. And I think we talked about Molly Davis when we got her, but I don't think we really delved into the fact that, she left a starting position to come and, be a part of this, and certainly in the orbit of which she came. And I think if you talk to everybody associated with that era, we probably don't have a lot of the things we have without Molly Davis. And I remember how as we got going, the fan base really, got on board with her Molly's headbands, I'm with the band, which I was so happy about. But it's just such a great lesson about roles. And if you're going to be part of a team, I mean, it'd be great if we can all sign up and be that, first Big Ten pick or the star. But someone's got to be the role players. Someone has to fill out a team and just say, okay, this is my spot. I love where I am. I want to be a part of that. I love how they play. I love how they share the ball. I love that they seem to have fun. So Molly was able to say, you know what, I went to the NCAA tournament. We played her down when Caitlin was a freshman. And so then she came. And then she didn't get a whole lot of shine, but a lot of times when we needed her most, she had the bucket. She had the assist. So I just love everything about that. And she was kind of shyer, but if you know and have conversations with her, just an incredible young woman. And her coaching staff, when we were talking about scheduling this game, I mean, she just says the most similar things that Lisa and I always said about her: hard worker, smart, loyal. So having her back and getting that, crowd was great. But I told her when I hugged her at the end, I said, I always like it when we're on the same bench the most. But she's just an incredible story. So I'm forever thankful for her. Not just that, helped us win, but she just was a really great kid. Thanks for asking about her. Yeah.
What did you see from Layla's performance today that you liked?
Well, that's why we all recruited her so hard, right? She just has, she's just like a sleeping giant. She's going to, I think, if she really puts in the work. And today it was fun because she was playing with a much more confidence. Like, she had some mistakes, she put it on the floor. Sometimes she wasn't supposed to make a move right away. She was supposed to wait to look for a cutter, but she was just going for it. And that's the breakthrough. That's what I loved, is that she was confident enough to make a mistake because she was going for it versus looking at you every time. Was that right? Should I have done that? So for her, I think, to really kind of take it today, that was my favorite part. But I think you could see now kind of that size. And if we can continue to refine that and get her more and more confident in just the system, I think in time she could be pretty good.
You guys have gotten Taylor McCabe a fair amount of looks, exhibition games, Southern today. Obviously, as you said, the opponents are going to get tougher. They're definitely going to key in on trying to stop her. Is that kind of a goal? I mean, she's 7 3-point attempts today. Do you feel like you can consistently get her 5, 6, 7
Well,
attempts?
I'm going to sure try. I mean, I remember recruiting that kid way years ago. I was in a gym in Ames, and Lisa was down, 3 courts down, watching probably, I don't know, some EYBL team, and I ran down. I said, you got to come down here. And she's like, well, what? We got a big game here. I said, you got to see this shooter. And the quickness of McCabe, and she's just done nothing but get better and better. I think she's one of the best shooters in the country. And we got to keep finding ways to get her looks. But it's going to get harder when the defense, and when you get in the Big Ten, they know us, right? But when you start knowing Drake knows us, Northern Iowa knows us, when we get down and play Baylor and Miami, I mean, we all have people that can research from 17 years ago, right? You get every analytic on them. But that's what I'm trying to do, because, boy, that kid shot, and she's pretty good without the ball, without a little help. You give her just an inch on a back screen shape up if you hit her at the right time. So I'm trying, but we'll be tested in the next 2 weeks for sure. Who's going to let her get open?